And so here we are. I think a kid just thought I was somebody else. Sorry to disappoint, kid. He just came screaming at me with his scooter. Tonight's drive home is going to be pretty nice, I think. We've got 20 degrees. We're going to be driving toward the sunshine. The roof's down, 5 o'clock. So I went for a little bit of a drive yesterday, or the day before yesterday, should I say, sorry. And I actually lost the camera off the back of the car, which was pretty scary. I was coming into the village that I live in, and obviously I didn't put the camera on, or I didn't attach the suction cup on the camera very well, because as I got into the town, the camera fell off the car and landed on the ground. And luckily someone saw it and actually stopped, because that would have been 2 separate cameras that would have been crushed by a car. So yeah, my one camera is looking pretty battered and bruised, but it seems to be all right, so it's not too bad. Still working, still got the SD card, which is good. And in other good news, I had an injection on my back about a week ago now. Well, yeah, actually, not last week. No, it was last week. Last Thursday, I had an injection on my back, and it's actually pretty good. It's the first time in a long time that I've gone a whole week without having really bad pain in my back. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's some good news, at least. Something to talk about whilst I'm stuck in traffic. Not too much else to really talk about when you're stuck in traffic here, because it's not exactly the most riveting spot to be stuck in traffic. It's still very hazy today. It's weird. It's very hazy. Usually it tends to clear up, but today not so much. And in other good news, there was that little mishap to do with the sewage pipe at my house, which we managed to get fixed. And the other good news to do with that is the fact that we are probably not going to be liable for that. Usually if it's a waste pipe that's on your land that is broken or XYZ, it means that you are totally liable for it. But it's actually slipped away from the house because of what we think is like a spring coming off the mountain that's directly opposite our house. So there's a mountain. So basically where we live in a valley, and our house is quite high up on the valley, and all the water from the rain on this mountain, so all the water just flows off the mountain, and it seems to have flown underneath the foundation of our house and has potentially pushed the waste pipe off the connection into our house, which we found out quite shockingly yesterday when the person who works for me was jackhammering around the connection to the house and hit a stone, and all this water just gushed out of the foundation, which was, as you can imagine, he's squealing like a child was quite frightening. But eventually the flow of water subsided. So that was that could potentially mean that the damage or the work that needs to be done to rectify said issue is going to be covered by either insurance or the council. Because obviously if the council haven't managed the flow of water or the direction of the flow of water very well, and it's all destroying the foundations of all the houses on this in this part of the valley, then obviously they're going to have quite a bit to answer to. And if it's something that the Gemeinde isn't liable for, then our building insurance should be. So yeah, bureaucratic stuff that constantly have to deal with living in this country, but such is life. And we managed to fix the broken pipe, so we can use the toilet and the shower now without worrying about flooding our backyard with you know what. So yeah, good vibes all around regarding that. But yeah, it was quite the shocking instance when we found out that the waste pipe was giving way and all that crud was flowing into the backyard and potentially destroying the foundation of our house. So yeah, still quite a bit to deal with in that regard with that thing, but hopefully it's not going to be too bad, or hopefully it's going to be covered by the insurance. And if that's the case, then yeah, we're going to be happy, because so we are currently in a town called Terville, which is just on the outskirts of Basel-Land, which is very close to the border with France. I'm thinking maybe we'll go through France to get home, because it will be a very, very nice drive tonight. There'll be lots of beautiful sunsets to see, or one sunset to see, but lots of beautiful colors in the sky, which is always a nice treat when driving home from work. Reminds you just how stunning this part of the world can be. And whenever you're stuck in traffic, it's always nice to have a nice view to look at. So that's always a plus. But I am absolutely starving. I haven't had lunch today. To be honest, I probably didn't deserve to have lunch after I devoured a whole block of chocolate last night that someone brought home from the shops. That was a very bad idea. I didn't bring it home, by the way. But I just thought that it'd be a good idea to eat it all in one go, because then there wouldn't be any chance of me eating the whole block the next day. So you do the math on that one. Oh my God, this traffic, these lights. Yeah, there we go. Probably should have filled up with fuel. Make sure you stop at the crossing, the zebra crossing, because people love to just run out into the middle of the road when there's even if there's cars coming. It's going to get very nice soon. I am absolutely famished. this time of the year is probably my favorite time of the year because everyone seems to finally just be coming out of hibernation, and it's not too hot that people can't deal with the heat, and it is just warm enough for people to really appreciate and for the spirits to be lifted out of the absolutely horrible winter that we had. Although, I mean, for us it wasn't too bad. I mean, we did spend a bit of time in Australia, so I can't really complain on that front. But for the people that did stay, it can get very depressing, obviously, if you spend the whole 6-7 months in freezing cold weather. But now the sun really absorbs into your skin and makes everyone feel all giddy and gooey inside, which is great because everyone seems to become more bearable to everyone, so it's always good. And obviously when your roof's down, you spend more time, you can hit the vitamin D targets a lot easier when you're driving around without a roof, that's for sure, when you love driving. So that I'm quite happy about. Now we can open it up a little bit. See the lovely silhouette of the those mountains. Yeah, it's very blinding, the sun. Cyclists are out, which is great for them. It's not super duper easy for us on the road, but always make sure you give them more than enough space. Minimum 1.5 meters, always. I think we'll just stay in Switzerland. It is a very, very nice drive, also in Switzerland, so we'll stay in Switzerland. Go up to what they call the Karl Pass, which is it's not a massive pass, or it's not a very high pass, should I say. It's about, I think it's 860, 850 meters. But it has some very, very nice views. Oh, there's a dog. Wow, that sky is crazy. It's like a very hazy, smoky sort of look. Toyota Aventus, I do like those station wagons. I think they're quite cool. Oh, the smell of fire. Someone's having a fire and it smells so good. So this is a place called Flu. This is a border town. So you can get through to France from this town. I will show you where you can drive down into France. It's coming up on our right. You know, I might even, tonight, I might have another go. Ooh, there's a nice Renault Clio. I would love one of those. I would absolutely love one of those. I might have another go at time trial tonight. I might see if I can beat my time. Legally beat my time. We can combine that. I'm going to give it another go. Because I didn't do it very well last time, I admit. It was the first attempt. There was a couple of sections there where I was extremely overzealous and over-enthusiastic. There was actually one section where I completely missed the change of speed limit, and I think I was holding some over-enthusiasm for longer than sort of 20-25 seconds. So I lost a lot of time. Well, gained a lot of time, should I say. Depends on, gained a lot of time. And yeah, I was kicking myself at the end. So it wasn't until I watched back on the footage that I realized just how silly I was and over-enthusiastic I was. So, well, I think I might give it another go tonight. Right, now we're going up into going up the hill, going up the mountain. Renault Megane is pulling ever so nicely as per usual. She had actually been sitting for a while, and it's probably good anyway that I give her a little bit of a welly, so burn out that carbon buildup. Should probably be very silly of me. I do apologize. What I will need to do is fill up petrol because we are very nearly out. Oh, that sounds nice. Look at that sky. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I should have filled up down there. Is it on that side or this side? Alright, here we go. Up the hill. I think we're going to get a pretty nice light show once we come up to the top of the hill. Look at over this light. Come on, get up there. Just pulling very nicely up this hill. Should give her a nice clean out, I think. There's no sun. A little bit. What a ride. Don't you fail me now, brakes, as we're coming down this hill. What a road. So we're nearly down at the starting line. Hopefully there's not going to be too much traffic. Look at that. Can't see it, but we will be able to see it in a second. Right. Now we start. I'm going to need to do the backup for this. 80, yes, put the screen thingy. Don't worry about that. Right, let's go.